We have a candidate for worst take of the year, and that's that the group of 5 should have their own playoffs just like the FCS. Joel Klatt has a very similar take as well. Feels bad for JMU players. They're a good football team who should be competing for a national championship here on the appropriate level. It's just a longer way of saying that the group of 5 should have their own playoffs. Now, this guy is just so incredibly close to hitting the point, but just completely misses it. He says, just like the FCS. Just like the FCS. We already have a playoff system for Division I teams that don't want to be in the regular college football playoffs, or that don't want to be competing against FBS teams every week or compete against them for a national championship. These FCS teams wanted to drop down to the FCS. They could do that. In fact, James Madison, the team that everyone's complaining about the fact that they got blown out, yeah, they were in the FCS until 3 years ago. You see right here. Read this date, November 6, 2021, they were making the move up in the next year. 2022 was their first year in FBS. So making the group of 5 conferences have their own playoff system is exactly the opposite of what we need. If they wanted to be in the FCS, they would be in the FCS. And no, I don't particularly care that they got blown out in the playoffs. Should we move Alabama down to the FCS? They got blown out in the playoffs. What about Michigan State? Should they be moved down? They got blown out in the playoffs. For TCU, should TCU get moved down to the FCS or to the group of 5 level and have their own playoff? They got blown out in the national championship game. Blowouts are going to happen in the college football playoff. In fact, the more expanded they get, the more blowouts are going to happen because teams are sneaking in that otherwise wouldn't be in the playoffs if the field was just 4 or 8 teams. If you want to eliminate the blowouts, you can do that without creating a whole new playoff system for group of 5 teams. The best way to do that is to shrink the playoffs back down to 4, or my personal favorite, 8 teams, and get rid of 4 teams that shouldn't be in the playoffs. If you have 2 regular season losses, you probably shouldn't be in the playoffs anyways. But a separate playoff system for Division I schools that don't want to be in the FBS already exists, and it's called the FCS, and it's actually pretty good football.